Welcome back, my temporally tangled time travelers. I'm your quantum-superposed biographer, simultaneously celebrating and explaining across infinite realities. You're tuned into a special bonus episode of the Multiverse Employee Handbook, where today we're exploring why some people don't just break the laws of physics, they rewrite them entirely. Speaking of rewriting physics, our automated response system has been trying to calculate whether Stephen Hawking's anniversary should be measured in Earth years, relativistic time, or what it calls Oxford pub nights per cosmological constant. It's become quite obsessed with the question, insisting that somewhere in the multiverse there's a reality where birthday parties dilate time enough to make Monday morning meetings actually bearable. But today, dear listeners, we're diving into something more mind-bending than time dilation at a faculty meeting. We're exploring the life of a man who turned a wheelchair into a throne from which he ruled over our understanding of the cosmos. That's right. We're celebrating Stephen Hawking, the physicist who made black holes cool before corporate culture could make them a metaphor for budget meetings. Our automated system, ever eager to connect physics with office politics, has noted that Hawking's theories about information not being truly lost in black holes also explain why those embarrassing emails from the holiday party keep resurfacing during performance reviews. Though I should note that unlike Hawking radiation, there's no quantum mechanism that can erase the memory of your interpretive dance to physical while discussing physical constants. Picture, if you will, Oxford in the 1950s, where a young Stephen Hawking is discovering that university is less about finding answers and more about learning which questions to ask, like, what happened before the Big Bang? And why does the dining hall serve this particular interpretation of shepherd's pie? Born exactly 300 years after Galileo's death, because even the universe appreciates dramatic timing,
La vita è bella.
Stephen arrived in this world on January 8, 1942, while his parents' hometown of London was still experiencing its own version of cosmic chaos, courtesy of the Blitz. The Hawkings, being practical intellectuals, had relocated to Oxford, making Stephen possibly the only physicist whose birth location was determined by applied ballistics. Young Stephen showed an early aptitude for understanding how things worked, though his tendency to disassemble household items to see their inner workings made him less of a prodigy and more of a warranty violation waiting to happen. His father, a tropical disease researcher, hoped Stephen would pursue medicine, but apparently the universe had other plans. Much like how our automated response system hoped to become a quantum computer, but ended up processing help desk tickets instead.
Next, please.
At St. Albans School, Hawking's friends nicknamed him Einstein, which as far as teenage nicknames go, is considerably better than anything you got in high school.
Butthead.
Together with a few friends, he built a primitive computer out of recycled parts, calling it LUCE, Logical Uniselector Computing Engine. Our automated response system insists this makes Hawking, technically, its grandfather, though we're still waiting on the DNA test results. When Hawking arrived at Oxford University in 1959, he found himself, in his own words, completely bored. The work was ridiculously easy for him. He calculated he averaged about an hour a day of actual study. It's like finding out your company's mandatory cybersecurity training was written for users who think password 123 is pushing the boundaries of complexity. But Oxford had a clever way of handling brilliant but unchallenged students like Stephen. The final exam system was designed so that you could only get a first-class degree by demonstrating genuine brilliance. something no amount of memorization could fake. During his oral exam, the examiners, noting his borderline first/second class marks, asked Hawking about his future plans. His response: "If you award me a first, I will go to Cambridge. If I receive a second, I will stay at Oxford." This is what we in the corporate multiverse call quantum negotiation, simultaneously humble and audacious until observed by the committee. He got the first, though one examiner noted it wasn't even close, which in British academic speak means either he barely passed or he was so far beyond passing we had to invent new ways to measure it. Much like our automated systems performance reviews, which exist in a superposition of exceeds expectations and needs improvement, until someone from HR collapses the wave function. And so, armed with a first-class degree and a penchant for asking the universe's biggest questions, Hawking headed to Cambridge for his graduate studies. Little did he know that the cosmos was about to throw him both its greatest challenge and its greatest opportunity for discovery, much like when our IT department accidentally achieved quantum supremacy while trying to fix the printer.
Wow.
At Cambridge, just as Hawking was beginning to find his cosmic footing, the universe decided to test his resolve in the most fundamental way possible. At 21, he was diagnosed with a rare form of motor neuron disease and given 2 years to live. It was like receiving the ultimate deadline, except Hawking decided to treat it the way most of us treat actual deadlines, by completely ignoring it. Against all odds and medical prognoses, Hawking didn't just survive, he thrived. While his body may have been failing, his mind was accelerating faster than particles in the Large Hadron Collider. Our automated response system notes that this proves consciousness doesn't require quantum computing hardware, just an unrelenting desire to understand everything. His breakthrough came when he applied quantum mechanics to black holes, a move our automated system compares to trying to explain agile methodology using interpretive dance. Everyone thought black holes were cosmic one-way streets. What goes in, stays in. But Hawking showed they actually emit radiation, now called Hawking radiation. It's like discovering your company's secure document disposal system has been posting everything to LinkedIn. The discovery led to the black hole information paradox, the question of whether information that falls into a black hole is truly lost. It's similar to wondering whether deleted emails are ever really gone, except with more mathematical rigor and less HR involvement.
Okay.
The paradox suggests that either quantum mechanics is wrong, unlikely, or information somehow escapes black holes, weird, or our entire understanding of space and time needs revision, typical Tuesday in theoretical physics. But perhaps Hawking's greatest achievement wasn't just his scientific work. It was making complex physics accessible to everyone. A Brief History of Time has sold over 10 million copies, making it the most successful book about physics that most people have never finished reading. Our automated system claims to have read it cover to cover, but we caught it watching the movie adaptation during server maintenance. Hawking's sense of humor was as remarkable as his intellect. He celebrated his 60th birthday by taking a zero-gravity flight, appeared on The Simpsons multiple times, and once threw a party for time travelers, sending out the invitations after the party to see if anyone would show up. Spoiler alert, no one came, either proving time travel is impossible or future humans have better things to do than crash a physicist's party. His work continues to influence physics today. The recent black hole image from the Event Horizon Telescope? That's partially thanks to Hawking's theoretical work. The ongoing debate about information preservation in quantum mechanics. He started that. The idea that corporate meetings might actually be less productive than falling into a black hole? Okay, that one's ours. But we think he would have appreciated the math. Stephen Hawking passed away on March 14, 2018, Einstein's birthday, because even in death, he appreciated cosmic symmetry. His ashes were interred between the graves of Isaac Newton and Charles Darwin, proving that even the universe occasionally enjoys a good bit of symbolic positioning. But perhaps Hawking's most important legacy isn't his groundbreaking theories or his best-selling books. It's the reminder that the human mind knows no bounds, even when bound by physical limitations. He showed us that humor and intelligence aren't just compatible, they're complementary, like position and momentum in quantum mechanics, though hopefully with less uncertainty. And so, dear listeners, as we celebrate what would have been Stephen Hawking's 83rd birthday, remember, in the vast cosmic comedy of existence, we're all just trying to understand the punchline. Some of us use mathematics, some use metaphors, and some, like our automated response system, use help desk tickets that occasionally achieve sentience. This is your quantum coherent correspondent, reminding you that somewhere in the multiverse, time travelers are still trying to make it to that party. And as Hawking himself might say, keep looking up at the stars, not down at your feet. Unless, of course, you're trying to avoid a quantum singularity in the break room floor. Remember, if you need support with this episode, our help desk exists in all possible universes between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. local time. Though given Hawking's work on time dilation, those hours might be more suggestive than definitive.